Talk to us about net interest income. It was a beat in the quarter. Talk us through the outlook, though, for net interest income for the bank. Does it still remain flat in 2024 versus 2023, or do you see an uptick?
Yeah, thanks, Tom, also for having me. Taking one step back and then I address NII as well. Overall profits were very strong at 674 million, which is up 30% compared to last year. ROE close to 12%. And if you look at total income at 2.2 billion, that was also higher. And as you say, evidenced by a resilient net interest income. Both on the lending as well as the liability side supporting, but also strong fee growth, which is important to us, where all three client units contributed to an overall increase of 4% compared to the last quarter. As I said, net interest income is resilient. We provided guidance at Q4 of around 6.3 billion for the full year, and we are very confident with that guidance.
Talk us through the progress towards the 2026 targets then, Ferdinand, and how these results set you up. So you're targeting 9 to 10% ROE by 2026, return on equity, and you're targeting, 60% cost to income. What progress have you made towards those targets? How much confidence do you have in meeting those 2026 targets?
Yeah, Tom, we're confident with the targets we provided, specifically cost income. Overall, it's always comparing cost a bit difficult quarter on quarter due to regulatory levies, which have a more seasonal character. But underlying our costs were down compared to the previous quarter. And also there, we do expect some inflation with new CLA coming up for the second half of the year. And we're also still investing and upscaling our FTEs in some of the major change programs. But strict cost control is a very important element in reaching the 60% cost income in 2026. And also there, a fee income of 3 to 5%. And also the backdrop we're seeing of resilient NII. I must say this quarter is evidencing that we are confident with the overall targets we provided.
Talk to us briefly about acquisitions, because ABN AMRO has long been considered and speculated around a potential acquisition target. Cross-border mergers, cross-border acquisitions, is that a possibility, do you think?
Yeah, Tom, let's see. What we've seen so far is mainly in-market consolidation. We've always said we are looking at potential bolt-on acquisitions if they boost our execution of our strategy. That was evidenced by the acquisition of Bucks, one of the larger neo-brokers in Europe. But overall, I mean, what the trigger will be, I think there might come some more support for a European banking unit or capital markets, but there's still some fundamental topics like a European deposit guarantee scheme potentially being a trigger for a more cross-border M&A.